Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing the demo of sprint 3 of the app development project. So for this sprint, what we did was, well, just to recap of what we've done so far for sprint 1, we were just basically fleshing out the basics and laying out the foundation like the tables, the ACLs and all of that. Then for sprint 2, it was just about automation, putting automations together. When a reservation is made, it should connect to the reservation tracker and sending out automated emails. So those are for sprint 1 and sprint 2. For sprint 3, it was basically about the connecting things together, making sure that a workspace cannot be booked if it is in maintenance or if somebody's already checked in. This helps to avoid multiple checking in of a single workspace where this resolves that conflict. Then another thing that was done is the service portal, where a workspace reservation management user can go through the workspace portal and they can reserve a workspace, see available workspaces, their own reservations, and they can also check in, check out from the portal. So enough of all the technical details, and let's go through what was done in sprint 3. So for this, I'm just going to show the workspace availability business rule that was made. Now looking at this, we have status is available because the state is close complete and this is currently checked out. Let's take it back to pending check-in and let's see what's going to happen. Looking at this, when it changes to pending check-in, that means somebody has already booked this workspace. So it changes to unavailable. That means no other person can book the same workspace again until it becomes available. So let's say checked in is still going to be the same thing, still going to be showing unavailable because somebody has reserved that workspace. The next thing I'm going to show is let's say somebody checks out, right? This now becomes available. That means another person can now book this same workspace, right? So another business rule that was put in place is this state out of the box state. So this is going to be done to sync between the reservation status and the state. So going back to, let's take it back to pending check-in now, and as you can see, this is going to change to, it's still close complete. So changing it to checked in, that should take it to open. That means this is now, the state is open. When you check out, or let's say taking it to cancel first, it's going to change to closed kept, and when you click on checkout, this is going to make it close complete, right? So this is done to sync both the reservation status and the out of the box status, right? So those are some of the business rule that was put in place. Another business rule that was put in place is syncing the workspace status, the ticket status, with the workspace options. So for each workspace option, we have these related links where you have reservation trackers, the workspace maintenances that is linked to this workspace, right? So just picking one of them, we have this wrm.users, which is this, and it is linked to this reservation 15. So I'm just going to change the status here. So the reason for doing this is we don't want somebody booking a reservation or a workspace that is already in maintenance, right? That's going to cause an issue. So let's change this to in maintenance and let's try to save now. So it's saying that you're unable to close this ticket because the workspace is still in maintenance. So you can't close a workspace workspace maintenance that is still in maintenance, right? You can't close this record because it is still in maintenance. So for you to be able to close this, that means it has to be available for you to be able to close, or let's test decommissioned. So it has to be decommissioned or available for you to be able to close this record. And once this status changed to decommissioned, coming back to the workspace option, we have the status changed to decommissioned. That means a user cannot book this workspace. Users can only book a workspace if it is available. So taking this back to open, and let's try to save here. Say it is in maintenance. Changing this to in maintenance, the status changes to under maintenance, right? So changing it back to available is also going to sync this status. It has to be the workspace status and the ticket status has the workspace status has to be available and the ticket status has to be closed for it to be available here, right? So that's why it didn't show up the first time. So making sure that that is synced. Now we have the workspace status is of available, the ticket status of closed, then the status now becomes available. Looking at the last thing on the list is the Workspace Reservation Management Portal. So this portal is configured for only Workspace Reservation Management users. So anybody that does not have that user role is not going to be able to access this portal. So for example, we have Beth. Beth has the user role. So let's impersonate Beth and see if she's going to be able to view that same portal. Impersonating Beth now. Go back to the portal. Let's try to refresh. And yeah, she's able to see the portal. So let's try to impersonate somebody else now who does not have that user role. Let's say Abel. Try to refresh the portal now and see if so Abel is not able to view the portal because Abel does not have the workspace reservation users role, just like Beth. Beth has the user role, that's why she's able to view the portal. But for Abel, Abel does not have that role, so he is not able to view this portal. So going back and ending, just going to end impersonation now. So we're back to system user. Now refresh and system user would be able to view every single thing. So for now we have the total space to be 20. I'm just going to show that. So we currently have 20 reservations and available. Let's filter to the ones that are available. Status is available. So we have just 19, which is what is also reflecting on this portal. We have 19 available and we have 20 total spaces. So users can reserve workspace from here. They can see their own reservations. So let's click on reserve workspace. Clicking on this button is going to take them to the workspace, the catalog for reservation, workspace reservation. They can fill this form and click on reserve. They can also go back home and they can see their own reservations. So these are the reservations that has been made by the system user, system admin, right? So now you can filter from here, pending check-in, checked in, and the ones that are checked out. So let's go back to our home now. Then also you can see available workspaces. So these are the workspaces that are available. You can also filter by collaboration workspace, focus room, hot desk, meeting room, and then reserve. So clicking on this reserve button is going to autofill the workspace and also the location. So the only thing they are going to need to impute is just the date, the start date, the end date, and the purpose of visit. Doing that now. Let's say meeting and then order. So this is done. It's still showing 19 because we have to approve that request first. So let me go back and approve the request. Say this is the request. Just going to approve it, and this has been approved. Going back here and refreshing the page, this now changes to 18 available workspaces, right? So going back to my reservations and pending check-in, we now have one pending check-in, which is the one that we just reserved right now. So as a user, users are able to check in or check out from this portal. So clicking on check-in, it shows this success message. You have successfully checked into the workspace. Then filtering by checked in, you have this workspace that has been checked in, just the one that we checked in now. You have the option of also checking out. Checkout, so it's going to successful also, and under checked in, there's no reservation anymore. Then for checked out, we have that reservation here. So they can do the check-in, check-out on the workspace portal. So doing that now, since they have checked in and they've checked out, it should now return back to 19. Right, so it's now back to 19. So yeah, you can also paginate. Yep, and yeah, I think that's all. Thank you for watching.